What's up, guys? Today in this video we're going to be going over methods for contacting clients, and this is going to be more of a broad overview, and then in the later videos we're going to go over more specifically each one of these and kind of walk you guys through. But networking, actually I'm going to highlight these so you guys can see them. So let's get right into it and kind of go over the top methods that you can use to contact your clients. Now one of these, I already talked about this before, it's network, using your current network to get clients. It's going to be the best one for you by far because it's just going to be a lot easier to sell. You're not going to build as much trust up. It's not going to take as long because these people mostly already trust you, or you have like a personal referral. Like network, it also kind of like comes in with a referral as well. Of course, you have to have clients before you actually get like a referral per se. Um, but we can talk about referrals in another video. Then next thing we kind of have is, this is the one that I first started with, was door to door. Now I'll kind of go over the downsides and the benefits to each one so you guys can figure out which one of these like kind of best fits your personality type and your skill set, so that, because each one of these, like, let's be honest here, there's not one of these that's going to be better than the other. It's going to depend person by person. So you're going to have to kind of figure out what's going to be best for you based on your kind of personality type, what you enjoy, and what makes you feel comfortable, and how you, like, what you're the most skilled at, basically. Like, are you most skilled at face-to-face talking? Are you most skilled at just calling people up on the phone? Like, it just depends on what you're good at. And of course, you can get good at any of these, so that's another tip here. So door to door, this is the one that I personally started off with, and mainly because it just helped me build a lot of confidence. And at first, I was very bad at talking to people on the phone. My whole life, I had always been very bad at talking to people on the phone. I guess it's because I couldn't like figure out. I would always like interrupt people on accident because I couldn't know when they were about to talk. But in person, you can kind of tell that more. So that's something I would always mess up on and kind of get me down. But have gotten a lot better at cold calling. So door to door is a very good way to start. Now the downside to it is it takes a lot longer than everything else, because obviously you got to drive location to location. It's going to take a lot longer than calling up 10 different businesses. So that's the benefit and downside. But door to door, people can feel more personal. But the main thing, like I said earlier, is going to the right businesses. Like, don't just go to random businesses door to door. You gotta have a list of businesses that you're gonna hit up before you go out. And then you're gonna actually like take action on them, and you're gonna have a little bit background knowledge before each hand, because you're gonna research these people before. It's just gonna be a lot more time effective for you. Then the next one here is cold calling. Like I said, the nice thing about cold calling is you can do a lot very quickly. Now the downside to cold calling is it's a little bit harder, because a little bit harder to actually get like, you have to do cold calling, you have to be more skilled, and your tone of voice needs to be like spot on for you to actually work for you. Um, and you have to have a very good strategy for cold calling. You can't just call up businesses and do the same thing you do door to door, because businesses are getting phone calls all day. And think about it, if you're a business owner, or even if you're not a business owner, and you get a random call on your phone number, you're just kind of pissed off instantly. So you got to figure out how you disarm that person instantly, and how you can actually get them to listen to you and not just turn you down straight away, because that's going to be the first thing that comes into somebody's head when they're calling up on the phone. Like, people today, they don't want to be called for the most part. So you have to be very smart about the way you do cold calling, or else it's not going to work. Because I know people that do hundreds of cold calls but still got nothing because they have the wrong strategy. It's all about the strategy, but I also know people that have made 10 cold calls like myself and gotten meetings out of it. Like, it's just, it all depends on your strategy. It's not all about the numbers. And then another strategy is cold emailing, very similar to cold calling. Another one that you kind of fits into this as well is messaging people through Facebook, which I have seen people have a lot of success with. You can send videos to people, like going through, send a personalized video to a business, or you can have follow a cold email script that actually gets people to reply very, like, a lot of the time. So I'm going to be giving away that cold email script later on. The nice thing about cold email is you don't have to talk to anybody. Eventually, you're going to have to talk to people. So that's why I kind of like starting with door to door and working my way up to cold emailing, because either way, you're going to need a skill of talking to people. And that's something I didn't have at first. So if you don't have that, you don't have a very good sales skill, don't worry, I was there with you. Like, I started out as probably one of the worst possible salesmen you could have. Like, I'm the least natural salesperson you guys could have known. You have no idea. So I got past that by just doing door to door. And then I moved up to cold calling because it was more effective for my time. And then I've never really done, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, haven't actually done cold emailing, but I have had people do it for me. And I know it's really effective because I've had people do it for me. Like, I never actually did it myself because it is a little bit time consuming, but I obviously wrote the script and stuff, just had people do the emailing for me. And then from there, Another one is running ads, but don't worry about this one. This one's only like I would only say do this one once you're very good at Facebook ads, once you would consider yourself an expert. And I am gonna make a video on this. This is how you really scale your agency, is running ads for your own agency. And most other agencies won't tell you this. They're gonna say it's too hard, but this is something that is very effective at scaling your agency. But the thing you need to realize here, if you're gonna try to run ads for your own agency, you need at least $1,000 that you can just throw out the window. Extra $1,000 you can just throw out the window. And if until you have that, you should not even be messing with running ads. You need to be an expert before you do this, because running ads for an agency type business is going to be so much harder than running it for like a local gym. Trust me, guys, because the market for these kind of people are so much smaller. So don't try to run ads until you have at least 3 clients that are paying you $1,500 per month or more. All right, so don't even think about this one until you have that. And then right here, this is the next important point that I have. Should you focus on volume or quality of your leads? So you focus on, like, let's say you're doing cold calls. You focus on just making 100 cold calls, or you focus on doing 10 cold calls and finding the best businesses? Really, like I said, this all depends on the type of person you are. If you're the type of person that, if you're like me and you don't have the best sales ability, but maybe I would say quality is a lot better. And overall, I've personally seen more success with quality. I guess that's just the way my personality type is. Because think about this, when you focus on less clients, you're going to be able to actually build a relationship. If you focus on a lot of volume, unless you got very good sales abilities, it's going to be very hard to build an actual relationship with a client. Like, you're never actually going to gain any trust because you're reaching out to so many different people. What I did at the beginning is I focused, like I looked at my local area. I chose like 3 businesses that I wanted really bad as clients. And I just went there, like I did whatever it took to build up a relationship with them. Like, I would go to businesses that I personally used first and talk to them. For example, there was an ice cream place that I'd always go to, and I would just focus on them so hard. I never actually got that client, but the gym, like the gym client that I have now, that was one that I did at the very beginning. It was the gym that I personally went to. It took me like 6 months, but after a while, I finally built up that trust with them, and they didn't trust me at first, things like that. So think about this, like nobody's really gonna just trust a random person. So if you're just doing volume, you never actually build a relationship with anyone, it's gonna take you um, you're basically just gonna be relying at luck on that point. So I've noticed quality is better, but it really just depends on what type of person you are. And if your sales ability is really good, volume might be better for you. If your sales ability isn't that good, I would maybe focus more on the quality and the amount of time spending time on fewer clients and just really focusing down and building a trustful relationship. Because like I said, um, if you're focusing on too many, you're not going to be able to build a really good relationship with the clients. But the main thing here is if you do quality, you got to pick the right businesses. You got to pick businesses that can afford it, and you got to disqualify businesses that can't afford it. This is the most important thing, or else you're going to end up wasting a shit ton of time. So this is the main thing that I need to mention as well. With any of these initial contacts, your goal is to set a meeting. Your goal is not to try to sell them on the cold call. It's not try to sell them on the email. Your goal going inside the door for the first time is not try to sell them at the door for 2 minutes. You can't sell somebody in 2 minutes with something like this that costs $1,500 per month. Okay, so your only goal with the first contact is to set a meeting with them. That's the only thing you have to worry about. That's the only thing you're going to focus on, okay? So when you go in the first time, your goal is to set a meeting, okay? And keep this in mind as well when you're contacting these clients. Your goal is to help them. You're not trying to sell them. Get this in your own mind right now. You're reaching out to these businesses because you want to help them. And this is something that gained my confidence at the beginning. Every time before I went in a door to door, I would tell myself, like, I'm here to help these businesses. And it really helps your confidence. You're not like, I'm not here to take their money. I'm here to help these businesses. Especially if you're doing a free trial, like, don't be nervous because you have nothing to lose. I'm going to tell you guys right now, the first time I went in a door to door, I was literally shaking. It was the most nervous I'd been in my entire life, and I'm not even exaggerating here. I was literally shaking. So I went into a random business, and I'll talk about this in the door-to-door business, the door-to-door meeting first, the door-to-door video first more, but that's just to give you guys an idea. Like, if you're nervous just like me, you're nervous to talk to businesses, don't worry, you're not alone. I was there. You just get better at it, okay? You guys got it. If you want, it depends what you want more. Do you want a good life, or do you want to just sit back and let the fact that you're too scared to go to door hold you back from becoming successful? That's the question you got to ask yourself. So with that said, let's get right into the next video.